Hello everybody, and welcome back to the LWJGL, LWJGL and FX. So it is the FX as well. So we're using Java FX, and we're setting up or opening our window. The last video I made about 3 months ago was that we just opened the LWJGL window through the Java FX application. And let's just go and test whether that all works. So I'm going to run as Java application. There we go. So the Java window works. I'm running Java FX 13, or I've got Java FX 13 running on Java 11.0.12. So if we click Start, there is our graphics window, LWJGL, and that was the last code we did when we did that. And I do want to apologize. I've been busy with another project and Life the Universe and everything else. I do have full-time and a part-time job, so I am pretty busy. So I do apologize. I did say I'll try and get a video out once a week, but I sort of like had to stop that. Well, anyway, now we're back and up and running with the LWJGL and the FX, and what we're going to do today, just to kickstart us back in the code, is that we are going to go and create a timer which is going to just keep time of how long the the JGL window is open, the LWJGL. Okay, so our graphics display. And it's going to just keep time of how long the graphics display is going to be open. So if we open the graphics display class and we go down into our loop, because this is where we need to start the next thread. Yeah, we need to start a thread because it's got to run by itself. That thread is going to run by itself. Let's just organize things a little bit here. There we go. It's going to run by itself, and it's runnable. And I'm going to call it timer. I'm going to call it actually. Let's just call it, screen timer. LWJGL. LWJGL timer. How's that? And that's going to be the runnable. So we're going to create a lambda expression, which is just like this. And almost forgotten, I've been away for that long doing other stuff. So here we need to have, I think it's one of these and one of those. No, sorry, just one of these. And then of course when we want to start our thread, I'm just going to keep it next to this because that shows me that I'm going to start this thread. Yeah, it's just new thread. Sorry, that needs to be capital. It's class, and it is let's get LWJGL timer dot start. Boom. There we go. So that starts a timer. Of course, that thread will run. There's nothing in it. Nothing happening in that thread. Okay. Until we've put some code in that thread, then because that thread will just boom, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, because nothing running in that thread. So if we run something in that thread, and we can create a while loop. So just to show you how this works, while, and we'll say, yeah, we will take that this while GLFW window should close, and we take the display ID, oh, not ID, and we'll put that into our, so that now we've got another while statement, but it won't interfere with our main while loop, and the reason for that is because it is running in its own thread. So it's not gonna, it'll start this thread up and then it'll carry on and it'll start the next thread up, pardon me, and it'll continue with the main thread of this class, because we are running the Java FX on its own thread. Actually, we're running the Java FX on the main thread, and we are running the LWJG window on its own thread, and in there we start a new thread, which is LWJGL timer. Okay, so what we're going to need for this timer, I'm just waffling now, aren't I? We're going to need an integer, and it's going to be seconds, and we're going to set that to 0, and we're going to need another integer, it's going to be minutes, and I'm going to set that to 0, and then we need another integer, oh, pardon me, and I'm just going to use the integer because it's not going to run for hours, equals 0, so there we've got our hours, so there we go. Now we've instantiated those, then we say, yeah, we're going to say thread.sleep, okay, so because we want to have a thread.sleep, thread.sleep, and we are going to do 1000 milliseconds, yeah, that's it, and it's going to ask us just to put it in a try catch, surround with a try catch, surround with a try catch, okay, just so that we've got that surrounded with a try catch, and I'm just going to leave that in, so, well, let's take that out, why not, press the delete button, the insert button, I'm going all crazy here today. Okay, so our thread is sleeping now, so for 1 second, which is great because that's what we want. So in that we want to have our seconds, so to say plus equals 1, and we're just going to test that, and so while that window is closed, we're just going to put a system out line in our while statement. Yes, it's going to be just in here, so we're going to say sys out, and I'm just going to write time because all we have here is seconds plus seconds. So we're just going to test that. Okay, we'll save all that, we'll start that up, and then we start that up, and it should count time 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's counting the seconds, which is just what we wanted. So I'm just going to close that. So now we've got our custom second counter. It makes the thread sleep for 1 second, and then it adds when it starts running through the thread again, the while loop, because the while loop will only close when that window is closed. So what we can do is, I'm just going to leave it at this. We'll sort it out later. So I wanted to show you that it only works when it closes, but you can see graphic loops ended. So, you know, basically that graphic loops ended is finished. There you go. It all finished. So the graphics loop. Okay. So now we're going to do the if statement. Okay. If seconds is greater than or equals to, and there's 60 seconds in a minute, 60, we are going to say minutes equals, I spell it right? No, I forgot the E. Minutes equals, sorry, minutes plus equals 1. Okay, and then we need to reset the seconds. Seconds equals 0. Good, so that's done, and then we need to do the hour. So if minutes is greater than or equal to, and there's 60 minutes in an hour, 60, so it's pretty much the same, just with minutes. Hours plus equals 1, and minutes equals 0, because we need to start counting the minutes from 0 again. And then let's print out the time. So first we're going to do the hours. Yeah. So let's do it like this. I'm not going to write all the strings in here. I'm just going to change this to hours. Plus, we're going to leave a gap. Oh, well, actually, we can just put that in there. Plus minutes. Whoop. Minutes. Plus that. and then of course this is concatenation plus seconds. There we go. So now it's going to print it out every second. So let's just go and run that, test it, see that that is working. It counts the seconds, and there we go. We got the seconds time. We got hour, minutes, and seconds. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to make any longs, double zeros, stuff like that, because it's by program. It's whatever. You know, you can go and play around with that if you want. It's going to be another load of if statements and stuff like that. So 19 seconds at the end. So what I want is I just want that to end when the loop is closed. Print that out and then end the thread. So I'm just going to do that. Oh, actually, if we just check this out, and I think what would be cool is just to make our seconds a bit shorter. Run it again, and then we will see. You know, there we go. Our seconds are faster, and then when it gets to 60, there we go. We got 1 minute. So if we want to check the hours, we can make this even faster. So we can check the hours. Make sure the hours are working with the seconds and everything, so we can just test it. So there we go, we got 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes going. Now the minutes are going like every second. So if we wait 60 seconds, we'll probably get to our hour. Well, we will definitely get to our hour. It's sort of like throwing it out because of seconds there. That's the minutes. Yep. So you can see every milliseconds it's sort of like printing out. We're halfway through the minute now. So we can make it even faster if you want, and we're just going to check that the minutes go to 0. There we go. And the hour should go to 1, and then the counter should start with the seconds again. Like it's there we go. So that's all working fine. Test complete. Okay, so what I want to do is we'll just make sure that we do thread.sleep 1000 milliseconds, because that's 1 second. Otherwise we will have time running pretty fast. And what I want to do then is I'm not going to print it out every second, okay? I'm just going to print it out when the loop is finished, so we know how long our loop has been running for. So now if we start it, test this quickly. Start. We can't see that any seconds are running here, okay? Because it's not printing out, of course, to the screen in the while loop anymore. But if I close it, it says graphics loops ended, timer running was 13 seconds. So that is exactly what I wanted to do today. So there we go. We've got our nice little timer. It is just a custom little timer, and it just checks how long our main thread is running for our window. You know, only when the window is closed. So how long the window stays open for. It's running a clock time. So I hope you like that. I hope the coding is great. I hope you enjoy me being back coding. And yeah, I guess save that. Don't forget to save that. Happy coding.